Alright, welcome back to another stream. Thought I'd try out something a bit new. Going for a 100% on the Rivulet. Not sure if there's a defined set of things that you have to do to count as 100%. There's not really anything in-game for that. So what I've decided on is all passages. Yeah, all passages, which some of the new passages include things like echoes, regions and stuff. And completing the story ending, which involves both iterators anyway. So we're basically just gonna do a complete playthrough of Rivulet. Do everything there is for this character. And I guess you could consider this a speedrun. Probably trying to complete it as quickly as possible. May involve a few deaths. We'll just see what happens. So I do have a bit of a strategy. To start off with, I need to get the survivor passage before I can get most of the others. And I think I want to go for the go to Pebbles immediately. Once you get the refraction cell, it increases the length of cycles. And I think I'm gonna want those extra long cycles to complete some of the passages. But not for all of them. Like the Nomad, I believe, is the passage where you have to go sleep in like for 4 cycles in a row, sleep in a different shelter. I think that's the challenge. So I can get that just by making my way up to Pebbles. I think you can get the Wanderer achievement before Survivor. So I can, visit a few regions here and there just to get the points for Wanderer. One of those regions is Garbage Wastes. I don't usually like going to Garbage Wastes. I prefer, if I want to go to Shoreline, I'd rather take the route through Shaded, but since I'm already here, let's head over to Garbage. And it shouldn't be that big of a problem with the short cycles, so I'm just going to need to get to the region, shelter, and then come back. And I will have enough karma to come back. Even though I'm going to get the rarefaction cell, I'm probably not going to hold on to it. So I don't really like moving around with it, and some of the hunting challenges are just going to be more difficult because I'd rather hold on to a spear, some kind of weapon. So that's drainage and garbage waste. I also have pre-cycles turned off. One of the remix settings. I guess I could have just gone up to industrial, but I need to get the outskirts eventually. We're immediately just gonna head back here. I'm also going to have to get to subterranean eventually. I could head there right now, since I'm already at drainage. It's not really a good reason to go to subterranean otherwise. Yeah, I really need to get used to swimming as Rivulet. I think even though Rivulet's supposed to be the one that's agile underwater, it's still a bit hard to control. It's the moment you swim boost, you start moving really fast in the direction you're looking at. It doesn't have to be the direction that you're actually holding in. It's your directional inputs. So maybe it's worth it just to not swim boost, but it's a lot of speed that you'd be missing out on. I'm going to have to get Chieftain, so I might as well hold on to some pearls since there's usually some scavengers in drainage. But I need to get to a shelter pretty quickly. Well, the mother achievement, you just can't get it as Rivulet since like pups don't show up past the monk. But I have completed the food quest already. Oh, these are the green leeches instead of the red ones that are usually here. Do need to shelter before I lose too much food. So I could go to subterranean right now. I'll probably, no, I'll head up to outskirts and I'll be able to get to subterranean from shoreline. That's just a wonderful spot. Interesting how there's not any centipedes in this area anymore. Hello. I'm also going to have to tame a lizard eventually. That'll be interesting. Which pups could be found as the artificer. So I didn't find any scavengers here. Suppose I could head up to Farmerays. Actually, yes, that's the route that I have in mind. I'm gonna go to Farmerays, then to Sky Islands, then to Industrial through Pipe Yard. Kind of a roundabout way to get to Industrial, but it gets a lot of regions out of the way. I'll also be able to get a few echoes that are over there. I actually just jumped straight past that white lizard. And this gives me enough karma to go through the Farmerays gate. interesting looking lizard. Like the cycle might. That's actually a pretty long cycle. I have time to get this pearl down here. Although it might be difficult without it. Actually, I don't even know what I just did there. That wasn't the kind of wall pounce that I usually do. It didn't even look like I did a slide. I just like jumped real high for no reason. That was very interesting. It also sent me more sideways instead of like straight up. You're gonna grab that extra pearl. Goodness. Hopefully I don't forget about some random region. Actually, those colored pearls are just gonna respawn next cycle. If I decide to go through that room again, I'll be able to pick those pearls back up. And there's plenty of other colored pearls I can get for Scholar. I don't know. You know, the friend achievement might be a bit difficult to get, considering that lizard spawns are completely different. Usually I go for green lizards for the friend, because they're super easy to tame and they're usually in areas with not too many other difficult creatures. I like to get the green lizard at the summer and the bottom of subterranean, or the one near the start in outskirts. Those ones are pretty easy to get. But maybe I'll have to find something else. And there's also a lot of orange lizards, which are a little bit more difficult to tame since there's a whole bunch of them you have to deal with. I don't know, maybe it's easy to tame karma lizards, but I haven't really tried that yet. So I'm just going to get the echo this cycle. There's some spiders up there. Eat the worm grass. So getting a bit of extra karma early on make this run a lot easier. I'll get that popcorn plant. Probably not gonna go through this area ever again. I'll probably also... I think I'll stay in a shelter around the top of Farmeries. That way I'll be able to get the subterranean echo. And then warp back to close to Sky Islands. I know there's some scavengers over here sometimes. Well, there could be. Not great movement. Yeah, I still made it up. I just prefer to go this top route if possible, because there tends to be a lizard blocking the tunnel at the bottom. Yeah, I guess that works. I wasn't trying to do that. I tried to throw the spear down, but it works. Also, it's about to rain. Yes, I'll actually just stay in this shelter over here to be safe. And so the scavengers are out, because I'd rather gain some reputation with them. Looks like I just barely missed a centipede. Another interesting part about this run is that I'll have to do a bunch of hunting challenges, like Dragon Slayer and Outlaw. Usually, you know, I never deal with combat as the Rivulet. It's pretty much always easier to just avoid creatures than to fight them. But I'm not gonna be able to do that this run. I use this shelter all the time. Kind of a good like midway point through Farmeries. I'm also going to have to... That's the vulture. Probably gonna have to decide on whether I should go for Hunter or Monk. I believe those are the challenges that involve eating a specific type of food. It's also fun to just run past those hives. I don't know if it matters if I make progress towards those passages before I get Survivor, although I might have already gotten it. I haven't really been paying attention to my progress in those yet. Probably could have been going for a few more lizard kills. I believe you can make the Dragon Slayer progress before Survivor too. So from here, you go all the way over to the subterranean echo, since Rivulet has a bit of a shortcut past the Wormgrass. And also, it's a good time to check the passages. So one more cycle until Survivor. Also, Dragon Slayer is a lot easier in Downpour. You can choose which lizard types you want to kill. It's not like the same set every time. So if you get a red lizard kill, it will count as progress towards the passage. But you don't always have to get a red lizard kill. You can get whatever 5 or 6 lizard types. I think it's 6. Which is nice for the campaigns that have very different lizard spawns. This is the secret passage. I wonder how those bubble fruit stay unpopped. Because they're right above the water. Just a wave that goes just a bit too high is just going to pop them all. Just try not to activate the hives. I could also get to Subterranean, but I'd rather not have to go back. Actually, there's Yeeks right here. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna shelter here. Well, there's a shelter right past this gate. If that counts as Subterranean, then I will still be able to get the Echo and return back and head over to Sky Islands. So, does this count as Subterranean? Also, I think this is a Survivor. Yep, that's an extra one for the Wanderer. There's Survivor. I think I'm going to try to avoid using the passages, too. I'd like to hold on to as many as possible. Usually don't get to hear this song for that long because you just get the echo immediately. I don't know if it starts playing again the next time you come through here. wonder if I can get the song to play again. I guess not. So, with the yeeks in the next room, I'll actually be able to just go back through the worm grass. Want to see how the backflip looks? It's not actually that much higher than regular Rivulet backflips. So you're also weighed down a decent amount when you're holding onto them. So I found that the most consistent strategy, well, I didn't find this. I was watching someone else. They were going through this area as the Saints, because they also have yeeks in this area. But a consistent way to cross the worm grass, because you can still die if you stay too low for too long. But a decent way to do it is to always try to do a roll pounce. So you hold down to start a roll when you hit the ground, and then you jump. Hold down again. That gives you enough height to do another. Just repeat that. Although sometimes you don't get the full height of the jump. I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe I should like be spamming jumping a bit more, or holding down the button for longer. But I might as well hold on to this guy for at least until Sky Islands, because he does make climbing poles a bit faster. Sometimes you just don't get the same height from jumps. I see what might be the problem. If you're holding downwards, you don't get the extra height from the... Also, it's kind of interesting how I'm able to pounce. It's kind of like spamming jump and holding down. But yeah, you don't get the extra yeek jump if you're holding down. So if you're doing a roll, you have to let go of downwards. You have to let go of the down key before you do the jump, or else you won't get the extra heights. Another cool thing about yeeks is that they boost your jumps while you're on poles. Have a good chance to show this off in the next room. Well, not this room, but the room after this one. Here. So after this point, I'm going to head to Pipe Guard next. Honestly, just using Pipe Guard to go between Sky Islands and Industrial feels like the best use for it. All the other connections are pretty much just as long as it would take to go through the regions normally. Like, if you want, you can go from Sky Islands all the way down to Shoreline. But it's kind of an awful route. Unless you're at the Rivulet, I suppose. For the swimming section at the end. But you could also just like go the normal way. And there's like not many times where you want to go that far of a distance without wanting to do something else in between. I should probably start working on progress towards... I'll go with the hunter. So only no eating fruit for a while. Goodness. One of these egg bugs would be helpful for food. If I can get a spear. Okay, so I made this funny little YouTube video called Gourmand Combat Guide, I think. Where it is not actually a very useful guide at all. It's just kind of a funny thing you can do as Gourmand. But I think I am interested in making like genuine guides. But I'm gonna have to... It's gonna take a long time to make those videos. I've been kind of busy with some other things. I think I do want to make a movement guide for every new slug cat, and then a combat guide for every new slug cat. Just kind of showcasing some of their like new mechanics. Sometimes they have mechanics that, you know, a lot of people don't fully like understand after their first playthroughs. Gourmand alone has a bunch of like weird gimmicks. Like you can use slides to damage enemies. You can... Everyone knows that you can land on enemies to deal damage, but you can deal damage in a whole bunch of different ways. And also there's kind of a explanation on like their stamina and the way their spear throws work. But I don't think I'm going to make a video for every single slug cat individually, because Rivulet combat is pretty much the same as like Survivor combat, other than you move a lot faster. Probably the best thing that you can do for combat as Rivulet is backflips into down throws. So if there's a lizard approaching you, you can backflip and then down... I thought it was a horrible example. You can backflip down throw to hit them fairly easily. Although it's still pretty easy just to fight them the normal way. So for characters like Rivulet, combat, like the specialized combat guide isn't really that important. Oh, actually, I do want to hold on to this pearl. And I'm gonna get another egg bug. He ran away. Bat flies are being difficult. Can't believe that worked. Although it's stuff like this where if Feels like I don't really have anything unique that helps me fight these lizards, but I can backflip up there to evade them. Well, goodbye, Pearl. Also, I forgot that I'm going to Pipe Yard, but I think it's pretty close to this area anyway. The gates. You head over here. This is an interesting song. Don't mind that. Just average Rivulet gameplay. I almost did it again. Going full speed. It's Pipe Yard is down here. I believe it's the other way. Yes, that is the correct way to go. So be a little bit more careful in this area. I don't know if I've ever been to Pipe Yard as Rivulet. Yeah, plenty of time. There's a few jumps in this area that require a Squid Cata for the other slug cuts, but I don't think it'll be that big of a problem as Rivulet. Jumps that required Squid Catas as the other slug cuts, you can just jump over as Rivulet. But you're supposed to actually jump. Even Rivulet can't just walk over the gap. Yes. I guess I'm a little bit more familiar with these few rooms. I really tried to do a roll there. Roll pounce. Okay, here's the challenge. Get through like 3 rooms. Gotta take this a little bit slower. Oh, that's just wonderful. That's even better. They're just gonna stay there. Okay, no, they went into the pipe. See, it's not that bad. Getting the hunter is a little bit easier with, oh, there's one of those centipedes though. I'll try to grab it and stay in that shelter. Even though the rivulet can't eat most meat, they can still... Oh, there's a pipe right there. That's a bit faster. They can still eat centipedes. Same with Survivor, which is kind of strange. I guess centipedes don't count for some reason, because you can eat even the largest ones just fine. There's even a challenge in the Ring World Discord. Eat a red centipede as the monk. The black spike. So it's not just bat flies. I guess it fits because you can eat the small centipedes, so like might as well be able to eat the larger ones too. Because they're counted as insects. Yeah, I guess. But I don't think you're able to eat spiders. Or dropwigs. Okay, there's that does kill you. I knew that was a long wall, I didn't grab the wall soon enough. That's better. So I now need to navigate through from pipe yard to industrial. Can't eat the lizard. Okay, I don't really like this. There's plenty of other centipedes to get. No. Fast pull, climb, and extended slide. That's pretty good. Those are some like movement tech that are very useful and not too difficult to pull off. Although, Rivulet can't fast pull climb. You just jump off the pole. Well, you can sometimes, I think, if you're moving slowly, and also if you do like a different timing. It's kind of strange. But your pole climbing speed is already fast enough, so you don't really need to use fast pole climbing. I also have no idea where to go to get to industrial. I'm just wandering around randomly. It's kind of dark in here, so I thought it might have been like later in the cycle, but still, this is a pretty long cycle. For console. Well, it makes sense. Because Downpour is just a bunch of mods. It makes sense for them to prioritize just finishing the mods. Porting them to like to console is like an extra goal. What's Rivulet? It's the character that I'm playing as right now. They move very fast, so I'm doing a 100% run. Involves doing a lot of things. Getting all passages and beating the Iterators, which is part of the main storyline anyway. This is the way to industrial. I have enough time. The passages, Axolotl, yeah. So the passages are kind of like achievements where you have to do something for some number of cycles. And you can usually use passages as kind of a fast travel. They let you teleport to some other shelter in the map. But I don't think I'm gonna be using that. The goal is just to collect as many of them as possible. As many of them as you can get as Rivulet, because there's some of them that you just can't obtain. Maybe, well, I don't know. There might just be one that you can't get because slug pups don't show up. Well, second place with axolotl lizards. That doesn't really narrow it down. I mean, shoreline probably. Not shoreline. Where else could that be? Drainage system. Well, drainage system is not a great way to go. Or for like newer players. If you went from the start and outskirts to the like bottom left of the region, you'd end up in drainage. Because drainage is just kind of a harder way to get to garbage wastes if you want to go to shoreline. Where am I going? Well, okay, there's a shelter over here. Nope, I did not want to do that. Lower karma gate in the starting place. Yeah, that's in drainage system. Well, I'd recommend not going there because if you're not very familiar with swimming, then you're going to struggle on the way to garbage waste. The other way to go is to filtration system, which you don't really have any reason to go there. I'm in industrial right now, which you can get here if you just go up. Like from the starting room, just try to go up and a bit to the left. And you end up here. Like, actually, this is only a few rooms away. This is the gate to outskirts. You would end up here. I'm not going to garbage waste, though. I'm going to chimney, which is also a place that's important to go to. The game wants you to go to moon first, but moon isn't really useful at all. I mean, unless you want to read pearls on your own, I guess. But that's like you still need to get the mark of communication. It's like I would recommend going up to Pebbles, but the routes, like there's a few routes through there which vary in difficulty. Because I always like to go through the wall, but that's easier for me because I've already learned like a few tricks that like make it a lot easier to get through the wall. So I don't know. You can go wherever you want. Just probably not through drainage. That's not a white lizard. It is a white lizard. Suppose I can get up here before the... Oh, they got distracted. Feverishly watching Saints spin on loop. Yes, snails are very useful. The guys that pop and like stun you for a bit, you can throw them into water and they stun all the leeches and that can help you in some of the like swimming sections. Because as long as you can, if you like look at the map, you can find where the air pockets are. Those are like not too difficult to get to. The difficult part of this area is mostly the leeches. So if you can stun them with the snail, makes it a lot easier to go through. It's the artificer area. Well, I think this is just where I spent a lot of time as the artificer in that one expedition, I believe it was. I probably should have checked my passage progress. It's really surprising to me that Santa Wings only give 3 pips. So they look like a decently sized centipede. I've already gotten a blue lizard. You know, something that surprised me about that Saint spin video is that a lot of people commented on it as if it's like some kind of cool movement tech. It's completely useless. If you want to like spin around, it kind of looks funny, but it doesn't help you out at all. It doesn't give you any advantages other than that you would have over like just regular grappling around. So I suppose instead they're commenting on just my consistency with the grappling hook, using your tongue to like grapple around, which like some of those clips took like a decent amount of attempts. Especially in some of the more confined areas, because it's really easy to swing across a large like open corridor, kind of like some of the rooms in Subterranean. But in like some of the tighter areas, it's a bit hard to like not bump into the walls. That's the difficult part, because if you bump into a wall while you're spinning, it cancels the backflip state, so you're no longer spinning. So you can still keep on grappling around like normal. Just that it doesn't look good for the spinning video. No, there's no advantage to spinning. Just looks funny. I mean, I guess it lets you throw like spears downwards, but Saints can't throw spears anyway, so you don't even have that advantage. I am moving it. All right, calm down. Got a lot more kills that cycle than I normally do as Rivulet. Dragon Slayer, Hunter, there's Nomad. So I think I'm gonna try to finish Hunter and Outlaw, and then I'll be carrying around the rare faction cell soon, so I won't be able to get kills as easily then. That's when I'll go for the Monk and Saint achievements. Tried speedrunning Pebbles %? Yes. It's in fact the only speedrun that I've submitted. Before Downpour I did some Pebbles % runs to Survivor. I also did a decent speedrun as the Monk that I never submitted, but it's one of the... You can find it on like one of the stream VODs from like a month ago. Or... Not about playing the secrets like that, no. Have you ever considered taking everything that's annoying about the game and making it 10 times worse? Kind of mess that up. It's possible to throw both items upwards and it gives you enough height to make it to the top pole immediately after your first backflip. This kind of movement is why I'm doing this as Rivulet. Any other 100% speedrun would take a lot longer, but it's just navigating along or across the world is just a lot faster. Okay, I meant to hit the lizard. You can do stuff like that. And there's more lizards over here. We're good. I should probably kill some of them though, for the outlaw. Yeah, let's go do that. Ow. Like a rock, thank you. Here's actually a decent place to get some kills, because you can... Okay, not if you mess it up. I think that's good enough. I'll stay at the shelter and check my progress on the outlaw. But I'm probably gonna have to spend another cycle eating bat flies anyway. Oops. I think it's blue. Yep, that's Pebbles Overseer. They're colored based on which iterator they originate from. So the yellow one that follows you around in the Survivor playthrough, that's from Looks of the Moon. If you've even seen the iterators yet. Yes, I'll stay in this shelter. You've seen Moon? Okay, that's enough for Outlaw, and that's should be just one more cycle for the Hunter. So now I can't kill anything or even throw a rock at a creature for the next like 5 cycles. Which shouldn't really be a problem because Rivulet's already pretty good at doing that. Although I do use rocks quite often. Yeah, the colors are kind of swapped around. It's interesting. And also some of the other overseers are more color-coded, like seven red suns is a red overseer. But I suppose there's not really an obvious color for the others. So I don't know if you've seen this average bird, but the big like structures in the background, those are iterators. As well as what I'm standing on right now. This is 5 Pebbles. So all of those buildings in the background are other iterators, each one with their own. Forgot about this echo, I might as well grab it right now. But all those ones in the background are much further away than Pebbles and Moon are. I don't know, actually. We all just assume that the green overseer is no significant harassment. But I guess it's not exactly confirmed. But they're one of the other iterators that's significant to the story. Because of the hunter. And I think the iterator that you see at the end of the hunter, like Ascension, the end of that cutscene, the iterator looks green. So I guess if they're color-coded like that. But Moon and Pebbles aren't, their overseers aren't really related to the colors of the puppets. How many are there? There's a yellow one. The blue one's from Pebbles. There's a green one. I think there's a gray one and a purple one, although I'm not exactly sure about those ones. I think, and I also might have gotten the colors wrong, but you can see a bunch of different, oh, and the green one, but you can see a bunch of different overseers in Outer Expanse, which is an area unique to Gourmand. Since it's like outside of the, they're like outside of the area that Pebbles looks over. So I guess there's like more overseers kind of just wandering around. Although they're very rare and they don't really interact with the player at all. Gourmand Cross Gray Eyes. I'm pretty sure that they're just like inactive or like unassigned overseer eyes. Also, if anyone cares about spoilers, specifically for Rivulet's campaign, then this next area is pretty spoiler heavy. Yes, thank you for the warning too. This whole area. I'm also going to be completing the Rivulet's campaign later in the stream, but I won't. I'm probably going to do that after I get the rest of the passages. Hello. You can actually skip this dialogue if you throw some stuff at Pebbles. I'm not going to do that. I think you might also be able to do that. Not quite. I don't know if that's possible. I'm probably gonna hit the blue stuff on the walls. What's the blue stuff? Cancer? You'll see a lot more of it throughout the rest of this region. Actually, Hunter, I think it's pretty confirmed that Hunter's disease that gives them like permadeath is pretty much the same as what Pebbles has. Because, well, I'm not exactly sure what happened to the Hunter, but it originated, like, I think no significant harassment, which is the iterator that created the Hunter or trained the Hunter. It's not exactly clear how that worked, but they did something with the Hunter, and now they have that disease. So I guess the rot kind of is just, it originates from the iterators. I didn't jump off of that well. Come on. Can I grab onto any of these rocks? Guess I should also grab onto some neurons. Although there's gonna be a few more of them in this area, yeah. So this area has low gravity. It's kind of broken though, so it switches between low gravity and no gravity at all. It's supposed to be 0G all the time, but they're not able to maintain that consistently. Will eating neurons hurt Pebbles? Technically, yeah. I think this is still a time where there's enough neurons for it to not matter that much. But it's not like Moon where, you know, she only has a handful of neurons left that like she's relying on entirely to function because she's lost connection with the rest of the structure, which is basically just a big supercomputer. I think Pebble still has some connection to the rest of the structure. So it's not just the neurons that he's relying on. But if you eat a neuron in his chamber, he tells you to not do that. He tells you to stop. As long as you don't like Gourmand. Gourmand can actually create neurons too. I think I've actually never gone this way, but I think there's an alternative route to the rarefaction cell, but I'm not exactly sure which way to go. Probably not that way. Maybe this way. Sorry if that's a bit loud. Some of these areas are also underwater. Yes, that's actually the same route to this area. No, that was a bit close. So if anyone was struggling to find this this thing, that's a pretty efficient route to get here. So now I've got the cell that that generates all the power for this facility. I can also use it to activate low gravity. Hold up. Yeah, I went the other way. This is the route that I usually go on. I like this route too. Just not as used to it. I really need to figure out a good way to get through this room. So I always end up just drifting around randomly. Although that seemed to work pretty well. Unless I get stuck here. No, we're good. Now can I get through this room? What's with the spider? Those are daddy long legs. Not the normal kind. They're just like mobile cancer cysts. Mobile tumors with tentacles that like to feed on various creatures. Especially slug cats. Well, actually just anything that moves that are a fan of eating. And as well as these tentacles on the wall that like to grab you. Hello, Pebbles. Okay, someone else asked me how long I've played Rain World. I don't know if that person is still around, but I don't know, I guess I didn't have time to answer it, so I'll check my playtime next shelter. I'll stay in the next one. Wet mouse. It was you? Okay. Funny how slug cats are more like rodents than either slugs or cats. Like the most slug-like thing about them is that they have a long tail, sort of. You know what? My like entire first playthrough, I used the map a lot. If you don't like being lost, like some people, that's like the appeal of the game for some people. Like being lost in an area that Hunter means I can eat popcorn plants now. Did the stream break right when I said 500 that 587 hours? Does Pebbles die? Eventually. This cell is what was keeping the structure alive, sort of. Although it probably, even with the cell, he probably would have collapsed eventually, because the rot would have just kept spreading. So it is very easy in this area to drop the cell, because when you land from a great height, you flies out of your hands like that. So have to be careful with not falling from too far. Okay, what did I just say? Luckily I didn't fall in the wrong direction. Just have to go back up and get it. Those are pole plants, by the way. Glad there's so many people who are trying out Rain World. Even though it's a very difficult game. Something I feel a little bit mixed about. So I really enjoy this game, and also I have plenty of time. I have like 8 minutes left, maybe. Yeah, I can keep going. After Pebbles was the source of the rain, especially when in the state of its structure. So now that I've removed the power source, there's going to be a lot. The rain is going to come a lot less often. You know, people call this game pixel art. I don't really see it. It's like the least pixel art game. But I know it is actually pixel art if you zoom in. Or I guess like not if you just zoom in regularly, but if you mod the game to make the camera move in closer, you can see the pixels a lot clearer. And some of the lizards and stuff. Like I think it's especially easy to see on caramel lizards since they're quite large, but you can actually see some of their pixels a bit. But like in the environment, it's very hard to tell that this game is pixel art. I guess every art style is pixel art. It's just that sometimes the pixels are bigger or smaller. Did that centipede grab onto me? Yeah, just for a second. So hopefully I can get all the way over to shaded in this cycle. Did you get the chimney echo? Maybe. Did I get it? No, I don't think I did. That's important. So I would have had to activate it, stand in shelter, and then go back to grab it. I grabbed the wall echo, not the chimney echo. So I should actually go back and grab that. And I guess I need food too. Although this lizard is not going to make that easy. I can't really fight it either. Usually the lizards that try to follow you into gates. This one really wants to get me. If you want to get that center wing, I wouldn't mind. Thank you. He jumped so hard that it dropped the centipede. Oh, come on. So I do need food. I'll get some of the fruit in the next room. If this vulture leaves. Thank you. They almost pushed me off. So did I actually forget this echo? Yes. Okay, it's a good thing I came back. Even though I already have max karma, I need to get all the echoes for one of the passages. You're a Miro spirit. I play on keyboard. A little bit of a detour. Just gonna be heading back down now. Okay. I feel, well, I usually play games on keyboard. Not used to using a controller, but it's also very useful for tech like this. Because in order to do this, to get the, like, most speed from this, you need to, like, hold back for, like, a frame to throw it, and then hold forward, like, the next frame. I think it'd be quite difficult on a keyboard to move the analog stick back and forth, like, within a few frames. Why are the echoes so blurry? Because they're, like, half not real. But I know that there are also some advantages to using controller. Like, for example, fast rolls, which I think that's what they're called. But if you hold down at a specific angle on a controller, you can roll such that you can roll while holding forwards a bit, so you roll faster, but you also can grab items. Because usually when you're rolling, you have to hold down, right? So if you press the pickup button, you end up dropping the item that you're holding instead of picking one up. But if you're like holding that specific angle on a controller, then you'll be able to pick up items instead of dropping them. And you can also, these platforms, these kinds of platforms, you can't roll well. Hold up. If you try to hold down when you're landing on them, you can't roll, so you just fall through them instead. But if you're holding that specific angle on a controller, then I don't think you'll fall through, but you'll still be able to roll. Not entirely sure about all that because I don't have experience with the controller. I just think how this music works. Sometimes it stops playing when you enter a new region, but sometimes it keeps playing like long after the area where it started playing. Now we're heading over to Shaded. A little bit of chaos in this room. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the full jump there. That's just wonderful. You guys can actually be dangerous if they get a good jump on you, but a lot of the time they miss. Here's a fun. Actually, I can't show you. It's fortunate. There's something you can do with this fruit, but you have to be partially eaten. But I'm full, so I can't eat it. There's plenty of time in this cycle. Although Shaded can be a bit dangerous, so I'll take this next shelter. What's with the pearl? What pearl? Wondering what... Oh, I need Subterranean and Shoreline. I think those are the only regions I have left. Oh, the thing that's above my head. That's the mark of communication. Usually iterators give it to you. If you're playing as Survivor, you go to Pebbles and he gives it to you. It lets you talk with a few characters like Moon. She does have dialogue, but only if you have the mark of communication. The Rivulet just starts with it, so I suppose that means that they've met an iterator before the time where you start playing. I need to kill this soon. Although I realize now that my progress on the Saint. But I still needed it to get the Dragon Slayer. I don't know why they decided to make the refraction cells so bouncy. It just bounces all over the place. Excuse me. Also, this region is Shaded Citadel. Hey, very dark. I am able to see because I ate a neuron, which makes me glow. But otherwise, you wouldn't be able to see anything. So, but the scavengers, they sometimes hold on to pearl, or yes, they do sometimes hold on to pearls, but sometimes they hold on to lanterns. And if you have good reputation with the scavengers, you can trade with them to get your own lantern. If you want to navigate through this region. And I would recommend learning the route through here. You don't have to go this way. It's darker and there's more spiders on the bottom route. But I think it might be a little bit faster. I'm not really sure. But they both meet up here. After this point, it's bright enough for you to see what's going on if there's lantern mice around. But some of these rooms are dark and you just have to memorize them. Excuse me. Okay. Sometimes the spiders grab onto you and eventually just let you go. But, not that time. Tried to grab onto the wall to slow myself down a little bit. Favorite slug cat? I don't know. And every time someone asks that question, I still don't know. I like the Rivulets and the Saint. You know what? This time, I'm not going to fight the Mole Lizard. I'll get Saint progress. I can get a Mole later when I go down to Subterranean. Okay, I should not have gotten out of that. Who is the Saint? They are the last slug cat that you unlock. And they take place latest chronologically. And they are very spoiler heavy. I would recommend playing the game yourself, although you would need to get the DLC and play through every single other slug cat, so that would take a while. But the guy that spins, yeah. The one with the long tongue. Yeah, Spear Master. So the order, the slug cat's order in the timeline goes Spearmaster, Artificer, Hunter, Gourmand, Survivor Monk, Rivulet, Saint. Let me know if I missed any of them, but I think that's all. That wasn't a red lizard. That was just kind of fancy looking pink lizard. If it was a red lizard, I would have died immediately the moment I went anywhere near it. I saw that lantern mouse go down on the other side of the screen, and I thought that was me for a second. Because we both came out of the pipe at about the same time. I believe I have a pearl in my stomach, so I can give that to the scavenger merchant. Whoop, don't take that. I don't even think you can give the scavengers the rarefaction, so if you have a pearl, you can give it to the scavengers, and they'll drop their stuff for you. So I could have taken that lantern. But it's not, there's not going to be any other dark areas from now on. This could be dangerous, actually. Okay, I managed to grab onto the pole. I meant to do a regular slide pounce there, but I bonked into something and did a wall pounce. And I can also grab another pearl over here. I'm pretty sure these pearls are here for if you're coming in from shoreline. You can use them to trade with the merchant and get a lantern, so that you'll be able to see in shaded. Unfortunately, there's nothing like that on the other side of shaded, so I hope you have a pearl already and happen to run into a scavenger with a lantern. So I'm trying to bring this rarefaction cell over to Moon. That's the main goal for the Rivulet. But I would like to get the rest of the... I could have just eaten that popcorn plant. It's not that big of a deal. But I would like to complete the rest of the passages before I do the main quest. So I'll be leaving the cell... I need to backflip. I'll be leaving the cell in shoreline while I go get the rest of the passages. Although shoreline isn't exactly the best place for some of them. The glowing things floating in the background. They show up for all the like campaigns. As long as you've eaten a neuron, that's the requirement. Looks like I got another passage. The monk. I still have like 3 cycles left to get the saint. So I need to kill 1 more lizard type for Dragon Slayer. Did I forget to get the shaded echo? I think so. Pretty close to Chieftain. I need to get a few colored pearls. I think I'll go back and grab the echo. I should be able to get it this cycle. I'd like to try something here. Oh, kind of close. Okay, I need to get up the whole thing. If it's even possible. Nice. Oh, let's see if I can do this. Nope. If you know, you know. Kind of wish that some of the regions that were unique to Rivulet were a bit more open. Because 5 Pebbles is a very difficult region. So, like there's a lot of threats. You kind of have to slow down and be careful about your movements so you don't accidentally run into stuff that will kill you instantly. It kind of goes against Rivulet's playstyle of like being really agile. You have to slow down and be careful about everything. Instead of like some regions that would be more open and to let the Rivulets like be more free with their movements. Why'd you get this recommended? I don't know. Do you watch Rain World stuff? I know that YouTube likes to recommend random live streams sometimes. Could have been a little bit dangerous. Now I'm gonna give these scavengers a pearl. I don't know if it counts, so I'm just gonna see the echo anyway, but maybe it will. It's funny that echoes dialogue because this is the only Slugcat that actually does get a name. So that did not give me any progress towards the chieftain, but I now have the pilgrim passage. Yeah, you could just throw the pearls at them. I don't want to grab this. Although it is good to be careful around them sometimes. It depends on their reputation. And also, merchants are a lot more open to trading. Can I get up there? If the scavengers have a bad reputation with you, then they are more likely to just attack you on sight, especially if you are walking around aggressively or if you are holding onto a spear. So if they have bad reputation, then it's safe to just like be slow, crouch a lot, and drop any weapons that you might be holding onto. Hold up, I gotta do something. Also, it's interesting how the threat music just cut out there. I guess to play this, it takes priority. There's actually a pearl up here that I'm gonna grab. I'd rather not lose Saint's progress. Music just decided to jump off a cliff. I did not think that there would be a white lizard up there. But, I mean, there's usually white lizards up there, but they don't usually go that far down. That was a good jump. have not played Artificer. Yeah, I usually don't like fighting the scavengers either. Hopefully there isn't a white lizard here. That was kind of... Oh, it's up there instead. Nice jump. I already chewed. I guess I could go the other way, since I can breathe longer underwater. Although that would take quite a while. See if I can just make this jump. Easy. Easy for the Rivulet. And I wanted to grab that pearl. I guess I'll hold on to this for scavengers. Also, decent chance of there being a centipede down here. Underwater centipedes are a thing, if you didn't know. Of course, there's like 20 snails. I almost managed to get all the way through. Suddenly it's a lot more green in here. This area is usually quite annoying to traverse, but it's much easier with Rivulet's swimming ability. Or you can use jetfish, of course. Is that a lizard? I think it's an axolotl or a salamander, whatever it is. I mean, it's not really clear that they're snails either. I don't even know if that's their official name, but the thing is that creatures in this game don't really have official names. I suppose the best there is the expedition mode. It kind of tells you specifically what creatures are called, since you need to like kill them for certain objectives. I don't know if they're called snails in expedition mode. Sometimes they're called pop bugs, or just poppers. I'm gonna go for a second. There's something that I need to take care of. See if I can. Alright. I will be back in a few minutes. Okay, that didn't take as long as I thought it would. So I'm actually going to karma cache for a bit. I'd rather do this because the alternative would take quite a long time. But this is a exploit that you can do that lets you pass cycles without needing to get food. And I'm doing this for a few reasons. One is to finish the Saints passage because I would like to... I need to kill one extra lizard type. That would go against the Saint passage, which is to not harm any creatures at all. And also one of the passages is to starve multiple times in a row. Since this counts as starving, I'll make progress towards that passage as well. So I think I'll need to do this one more time after this. Yeah, so you can force hibernation by holding down in a shelter. Hold up, my chat went away for a second. Usually you aren't able to do it multiple times in a row, because you can force hibernation to starve, but then you need to eat a lot more food to make up for it. I actually didn't check my passages, but hopefully I got all of them. They could eat this. Hello, larger centipede. Guess I should have gotten the Saint passage. So there should be... Oh, this is the wrong way. If I managed to get in that pipe sooner. Okay. Well, I know which way to not go. That's not as big of a jump as I wanted. That's death. These centipedes can be a bit difficult to get past sometimes. There's always a large one. They don't like explosions though. And also I'll just eat this popcorn plant. Centipedes either ignore you entirely or just kill you instantly. Yeah, centipedes are interesting. They can't see you. I don't think they can see you, but they can hear you very well. They also can't detect you at all if they're moving. And also they can only feel you if you are touching one of their heads. And like the feelers at either ends of their body. But if you stand on like the middle segments of their body, they don't know you're there, even if you're standing right on top of them. This area can be a bit annoying sometimes. These mirror sprids. I want to go down here though. Because there are more mole lizards. Oh, nice throw. That should count for Dragon Slayer. I really threw both of those in the wrong direction. Bird got it though. So there is a lizard over here in Subterranean that I would like to try to tame. Although I don't know if it's a green lizard or a caramel, because it changes based on which Slugcat I'm playing. It might be a caramel as Rivulet. But it's usually the lizard that I'd like to tame, since there's lots of food in that area. It's down here. And we have the funny music playing. In this room. Yep, there's the caramel here. So I'm going to shelter. What do the caramel lizards do? They're basically green lizards, but they can jump. They can jump at you very far. And they can also spit at you. Oh, that actually didn't give me progress towards the martyr. That's interesting. Well, there's Dragon Slayer at least. Guess I'll have to do the starving thing again later. So this is the lizard that I will try to tame. There aren't many other lizards in this area, and unless this is a problem. This might be a problem. I did not know that there was a red centipede there. I mean, usually there's one in Subterranean, but it's further away. Okay. the worm grass just took that spider immediately. I would have liked to fed that to the lizard. Is this guy gonna get out of the way? No? Because all those small centipedes are great food for taming lizards. But I guess I'll have to find something else. There's also a lot of food in here for me. All those fruit. Hello, spider. Would you like to die? Probably not, but. Hopefully karma lizards actually like to eat spiders. Yep, that sound means that well, it doesn't mean that they're tamed yet, but it means that I've made progress towards taming them. If they can actually get back to the shelter. This is also one of the few shelters that green lizards actually are able to get to. I don't know if... Is that enough? I still need to get my own food. They look pretty tamed. Will they follow me into this shelter? Sometimes they aren't tamed immediately and they just kind of become passive towards you. That could have happened here. Are they going to enter? Yes. Nice. Can you give the lizard the name, I guess? Actually going to starve here. Just kidding, I don't have enough food. Because there's lots of food in this area, and I'd like to make progress towards the friend and the martyr. If I can starve, I might need to be touching the ground. Hello? May I starve? Maybe I can get them to leave the shelter. Whatever that spider is doing. Okay, I guess I'm just not able to starve. Well, that's fine. Just get a bit more food. Although eventually I'm gonna have to start eating centipedes if I can get past that red in the other room. Okay. Can I starve now? Yes. Although I'm gonna have a harder time getting food the next cycle. But that should be the friend passage. Yep, that's progress towards 2 of them. I do need to get... Also, I still have another Pip and Wanderer. That last one. So I do wonder what that region is. Maybe submerged superstructure? Then if it is, then I don't really have to worry about it. Did that spider come in here again? So I'm going to go to submerged superstructure anyway. I hope that spider leaves, or else this shelter's just gonna become chaos. Okay, they got the spider. They can manage to leave the shelter. Or are they just gonna stay like that? Basically caged. Yeah, they sometimes struggle a bit actually getting out of the shelter. They have the spider. But I think I'm just gonna try to sleep again. Yeah. I would actually like to see if I can do that karma cache. So I don't have to spend another cycle getting food and coming back there. I picked up the spider for a second and it counted as taming. And now I need to starve again. Will this ever end? Almost there. Nope. Okay. See if this actually made progress towards the passage. Okay, we're almost there. I think all these fruits should be back. I'll have enough food to just go back immediately. And maybe that lizard will actually be able to get out of the shelter. Nope. Still stuck. I just need to starve one last time. I'm a little surprised at how quickly these fruit come back. Since they give double the amount of food the other blue fruit do. Now we're gonna see if I can actually starve again. I mean, what a surprise. It's more difficult to karmic cache when you're stuck with a very large lizard. On the spider. Okay, so what we have left, Scholar, so I need to find one more colored pearl. Chieftain, give like a few pearls to some scavengers, pretty close to that. And the last pip of Wanderer, which I'm pretty sure is Submerged Superstructure. I can imagine, since it's one of the new regions that's exclusive to, well, it's not exclusive to Rivulet, but it's important for Rivulet. Since it's all underwater, so it's kind of designed around Rivulet's movement. If that pip is a different region, do let me know. Because I'd rather not like go halfway across the map to realize that I forgot like one region. Anyway, if the red lizard isn't here, or red centipede, and I would like to go this way because there is a scavenger merchant. Okay, it looks like I'm safe. Okay, sometimes there could be something up there. Actually, these the scavengers value these. So maybe I can use these to trade. Hey, no. Sometimes you can give the kelp fruit and they'll be distracted, but I guess it didn't work. They reached a little further than I thought they would. I still would like to get to that scavenger. Probably just giving them one pearl is enough. I have no idea where that red centipede is gonna be though. I don't know why they were here last time. Oh, that's why. If the kelp wants to get it, I wouldn't mind. Thank you. That can really happen, huh? Whoops, jumped too early. So I can get through here easily enough. There may be something in one of these rooms. Nope. Okay, I really missed that spear. Maybe I'll just find a scavenger somewhere else. I'm trying to grab one of those while I'm already holding on to 2 items. I would go this way instead. So there's something weird with these blocks. They're kind of like half transparent, or yeah. I will find some other scavengers. There's usually a decent amount of them. Okay, I would not like to deal with that. Is there no creatures in here? Although more Mirror's birds. Okay, whether a centipede kills something with its shock depends on their relative masses. So if the centipede is larger than the creature it is zapping, then the creature will die. Otherwise, it will just stun them. So the very small centipedes usually stun most creatures because they're very small. But the larger kinds, like even a centipede of this size is probably just gonna insta kill me. But this centipede probably wouldn't insta kill a lizard. A centipede one size larger than this one probably would. Oh, hello. It's kind of rare to actually use a flashbang against a just regular creature. A little close there. So I gotta make this jump. Almost. Yes, red centipedes one-shot most creatures. And definitely red lizards. No, it's this way. Oh, I didn't need to do that. I want to go up this way. So I can grab this pearl, which should finish off Scholar. If there's any scavengers down here, I would like to give this to them. For some reason, there's just like a ton of pearls in that one room. Sometimes this area is a lot worse. There can be a lot more mole lizards or large centipedes. There's just like that one like pretty small centipede and a mole lizard there. Maybe that's just the case for Rivulet. Hello, centipede. I'm pretty sure the lizard grabbed onto me and then the centipede grabbed onto me and shocked me. Anyone else wanted to do that whole thing over again? Okay, what are you even talking about? I'd appreciate it if you didn't do that. I landed directly on top of that lizard. Luckily they don't have that good of a reaction time. I think the ancients had train enthusiasts. Yeah. I mean, you like trains are pretty common in Rain World, and you don't really see any infrastructure for other transportation. Oh, hold up. Give these guys a pearl. That's probably good enough for Chieftain. I didn't really need that much more progress for it. It's a little bit risky to just go up to that centipede like that. That was me. You're not getting a notification. Standing in line, just taking pictures. Not a good situation. Yeah, that's a better way to make that jump. I'm gonna go over here and grab the pearl and then shelter. Just be safe. Because I made chieftain progress, so I might as well keep that. Although centipede. Okay, so there is a large centipede down here. It just wasn't. It was just gone for that cycle for some reason. Bomb. Okay, wait. This is dangerous. Oh, that. To make sure that they're dead. Considering that I'm getting a lot of passages, my score is going to be multiplied a lot at the end, so I'll also try to get a little bit of a higher score. Oh yeah, and I was going to shelter here. Yeah, those centipedes are very, very durable. And grenades don't actually do all that much damage. They're more useful for stunning creatures. So I'm pretty sure it's just Scholar left. If someone wants to check the passages and see if I'm missing any, but I think that's most of them. I don't like areas like this where the water level is just high enough to prevent you from sliding. They really didn't see me there. The salamander and the drainage. I've done that before. Are you talking about the salamander right before like right next to the shelter? Because there's that area in drainage where there's like 3 pipes downwards. One of them leads to a shelter, one of them leads down to the path to filtration, and the other one leads to somewhere else in drainage. And there's usually a salamander right in the middle of one of those tunnels. Yes. I've probably died to that before. Like, you usually just fall down without thinking about it, but then you fall right into a salamander off screen. Or, like, hiding in the water. You know, I talked about getting score. I might as well try to kill some of these centipedes. There's like a big flat area. And a lot of spears. There was another spear. I would like that even more. Up here. Oh yeah, creature flings. See if I can do it on this centipede. Although I don't know if it works as well as on centipedes. Yep, it works. I should have grabbed those spears. Oh, when I kill these kelp. Superstructures lacks area for wander. That's good to know. I was spamming grab there and I couldn't get the spear back. Might as well take this. For breakfast. Which other passage? I don't know. I think I completed. Well, I just want to know if there's a passage that I might be missing. The friend, martyr, monk, saint, outlaw, dragon slayer, chieftain, nomad, scholar, pilgrim, survivor, wanderer. Shoreline go down to the pipe yard? Is it to play the music? Yeah, okay, I'll do that. That's a reasonable request. If I can remember where that is exactly. I think that there can sometimes be a centipede in that area. Aquapede. Is it over here? I don't know where the trigger is. Oh, it's playing now. Now I have to get past the centipede. Okay, it wasn't that bad. Oh, it just stops playing immediately. If you don't stay around that area. That's unfortunate. I didn't mean to go in over here. I guess this also works. So here's the cell right where I left it. I think I can also show off this other... I don't even know what to call it. It's not really movement tech, but it kind of is. If you take a piece of fruit that you have partially eaten, how do you do this? Yeah, you can do this. Climb walls. It is very slow though. Yes, I'm going to complete the ending. If I have enough time, I should. Although I'm not very familiar with Sumer's superstructure, so I might get lost a little bit. I'm not going to ascend. Although I think it would be... That is an option. If you were to actually do a serious speedrun attempt of this category, there might be like a decent reason to go for Ascension instead of the actual ending. Because getting the ending involves getting the rarefaction cell from Pebbles and then going through all of Sumer's superstructure to put it in. And since you have to get the echoes anyway, it might be faster to just go like just go ascend. Also, since the depths doesn't take quite as long, it's a Rivulet speed. Although I don't know, it feels like getting the actual campaign ending makes more sense. Since you would probably have to meet Moon anyway for 100%. It also depends on how long it takes to navigate through this region. If I have any idea where to go. One reason I haven't done an actual story percent speedrun as the Rivulet is because I have not learned submersible structure. I actually figured out the route for this area. I'd probably try to do an attempt of a real run. Because I've only done Ascension percent speedrun. I think it might be called Pilgrimage. Whoa. Bro, get the notification. Forgot that these jellyfish actually move around in some areas. I think I go up here. Oh, come on, I was so close. I have to wait for this again. Oh, there's maps on the Discord. Still kind of waiting for someone to make a full map, just like everything. Although, there's like multiple different maps based on which like you're playing as. But I also kind of want to see just like every single new room laid out on one image. All the new rooms of all the new campaigns, just to see like what is the size of like every single unique room in the game. It's probably like 4 times larger than vanilla. Well, it also depends on if you count any rooms that are just like a slight reworks to existing rooms. So where do I go from here? Usually the red areas are closer where you're supposed to go. Okay, I think I went the right way. So I kind of have to conserve my breath. Does this go anywhere? No? This is just a pointless room? Or is it just to get to refill your air? Yeah, this is the right way. You know, I said that I'm not familiar with this region, but I think I took like the perfect route. I mean, I have watched runs of the Rivulet speedrun. I just wasn't confident. Although I'm kind of low on breath. Not really. I'm fine. But now the question is, do I remember how to get through Bitter Airy? I would also like to know if there's a way to get out of this room before going through this whole sequence. Hello? Humble dried. Okay, hopefully I know how to get through Bitter Area. I think I have a rough idea of which way to go. Kind of go like up and around a little bit, and then to the left. I also have to shelter. Well, if this is the ending, then I shouldn't have to get extra food. Or I missed this message. How much of submerged superstructure is traversable for Hunter Survivor? I've tried that out. There is something that you can get in submerged superstructure as, I think, either Hunter, Gourmand, Survivor, or Monk. Any of them can do it. But it requires you to go through submerged superstructures, so it's possible. Some areas are possible with jetfish or bubbleweed, but it's kind of a pain. And I don't think it's possible to get to the heart, because it's pretty close, even as Rivulet with the core. So I think you go down here. Okay. Oh, there's a Mirror Vulture up there. That's wonderful. Good thing I don't have to deal with it. Okay, Bitter Area isn't actually that bad at all. It's like 2 rooms. And then it's just like these tunnels. Although probably plenty of ways to make this faster. Okay, that's pretty much the end. Mirror's Virtual is one of the most sadistic ideas. Yeah. They're kind of awful. Especially for another character. But I won't get into that. But sometimes they just like swoop down on you and like insta kill you without any reaction time, because unlike vultures, they don't have a wind up to their attack. Vultures, well, I guess if you don't count king vultures, but vultures usually have like some kind of telegraph when they're about to bite you. So usually you know exactly when you're supposed to dodge or like throw a spear or something. Not with Mirror's vultures. They just bite you instantly. Counted 4 deaths due to falling off cliffs. You counted the whole time. There's probably more than that, right? I mean, most of those are probably in the Sky Islands, right? On the way to Pipe Yard. And maybe one in Chimney. Sky Islands was 3. Oh, that's interesting. Those icons on the side. That red one kind of looks like it might represent 7 red suns, and then the green one maybe no significant harassment, since it's also the icon above Hunter. So maybe these symbols kind of represent the iterators. That could be interesting. Although I don't know what the gray one or the orange one would be. There's a blue one now. Which is easy because you just need to hit them with 2 spears and they run. But that can also make them annoying, yes. It's mostly just king vultures that are a problem. Because they can snipe you randomly. Some people say that they're easy to dodge, but sometimes they kind of like predict where you're moving and like aim there instead. Or if they're like horizontal to you, it's very hard to dodge the harpoons then because you have to jump over it. And sometimes that doesn't even give you enough height. Chasing wind, yes, that could be it. Can I skip it at this point? I mean, I'm sure that if I exited out, it would count as still beating it. No significant harassment. Yeah, all the ancients' names are really goofy. 5 pebbles. Like imagine being named after 5 rocks. Some ancient like tripped on his way to work and like, oh, look at these rocks on the ground. I think I'm gonna name the iterator after that. Although something that's kind of funny is that Moon still names Rivulet Ruffles. Like no weird ancient name. Just Ruffles. Maybe that's just Moon because they like to be called Big Sis Moon instead of Looks to the Moon. Or maybe they also shorten their name to just Moon. It's pretty rare for me to get this many passages. Even when I go for score runs, I don't do this many. Because getting like the monk and the saint are kind of a pain as the hunter. So 11 deaths. Also, what does friends sheltered even mean? Is that because I spent a bunch of cycles with that one lizard and the spider? Speed this up a little. So hopefully I got all the passages. Be kind of weird if I managed to miss a whole achievement. How few kills people get as Riv? I mean, this is a lot of kills for Rivulets. Almost 10k score. That's pretty good. But yeah, this is like a very high amount of kills for a Rivulet run, mostly because I had to get the Outlaw. And also I kind of went out of my way to get a few centipedes in Subterranean. But I've seen people do whole Rivulet runs without a single kill. Because I mean it's just not worth it when you have so much speed. You can just like stun them with a rock and then keep running. All right, that was pretty good. I don't know if I'm gonna do any like 100% runs for other characters. It might be interesting as the Saint, although that also kind of sounds awful. Like the getting the Outlaw or the Hunter. Is it even possible to get the Hunter? Did I even get the Hunter? No, I missed the Hunter. That's strange. I thought I did get. I think I almost got it, but then I ate neuron flies. And do neurons not count towards the Hunter? I think I was like one cycle away from getting the Hunter, and then it got replaced by the Monk, and I never thought about it again because I think I might have mistook one of the other passages as it instead. Well, I guess it's the real 100% run, but I almost got it anyway. And I'm not like submitting this as a speed run or anything. Interested in seeing something with Spearmaster? Let's see this end screen. And this route was like super messy anyway. It's not like an actual speed run. I just wanted to get this Ruffles percent. Well, Ruffles percent is just the regular ending. I wonder if Wet Mouse percent is going to be a thing. Although that's just going through Pebbles. That's kind of the worst part of the run. So you probably wouldn't like want to do that anyway. All right, well, thanks for watching, everyone. I'm gonna end the stream now. I might do some more of these like 100% runs or like other categories as the other select cats. Although I don't know if I want to do any of those because I chose Rivulet for this one because they're very fast. So like completing the like Wander achievement or the getting the echoes did not take that long at all. Although like Spearmaster or like Ormond would take significantly longer because Spearmaster has much more difficult spawns without having as much of an advantage in mobility. All right. Yep. See y'all.